summer, and I'm looking forward to you returning and seeing you in your jerseys on game day as you walk through the hallway. I always tell you at these athletic opening meetings, thank you, how important I think athletics and extracurricular activities are. It's what makes you a well-rounded student, but it's what makes you a successful human being. I always emphasize the importance of being able to work on a team, as your life experiences will require you to do that many, many times. I do it every single day. And I always, and usually Captain Ryan talks about the fact that I was an athlete here at Albany High School for 3 sports. So I played a sport every season. It helped me keep myself organized, on top of my tasks, and of course, I made lifelong friendships. One of whom just happens to be sitting in the audience who I ran track with today, who's a parent now. So I can't express enough the importance of our athletic program, the powerful role it will play in your lives, and the excitement I have of what you're going to accomplish this athletic season. You bring a great deal of pride to Albany High School. You represent us both off and on the field. You are typically academically achieving as well as you are achieving athletically, and that is what's truly important. I expect you to represent us well. I expect you to be role models. I expect you to recruit others to participate in the fun that you're having being an athlete. I wish you the best this season. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Wilson, for those encouraging words. My name is Tom Murley. I am the athletic trainer here at Albany High School, as well as the assistant athletic director. I'm just going to speak briefly about some medical concerns, some medical issues that we like to touch base on at the start of every sports season, just as a reminder to everyone. My role as the athletic trainer here is to help your son or daughter in the event they're injured. I'm here on a daily basis. I'm at most home games and even some away games. Pretty much our coaches all have contact with me, so if your son or daughter is injured, the first thing they should do is inform their coach, who will in turn refer them to myself or give me a call to come and evaluate their injuries. I have access to numerous healthcare professionals here in the Albany community. We work closely with this Capital Region Orthopedic Group based at the Bone and Joint Center. Dr. Alfred's one of the fine orthopedic surgeons there. He's also an Albany High graduate, and each week he sets aside a few appointments just for Albany High School athletes. So usually from the time you're injured, I can hopefully get you in to see an orthopedic surgeon within a day or two. As a parent, you do have an option of where you would like your son or daughter to go. So by no means are we saying they have to go see Dr. Alfred or the folks at the orthopedic Capital Region Orthopedic Group, but if you don't have a physician in mind and you would like help referring, feel free to give me a call. I can help you out with that. We also have numerous partnerships with some physical therapy companies in the area. Albany Medical Center right up the street here, and also the Thomas Nicola group, who's also in the Bone and Joint Center. So we can refer there as well. So my numbers are on the website. Feel free to call if you have any concerns about your son or daughters. If you're an athlete, feel free to stop by and chat with me if you have any concerns. I can do my best to help you out and get you back and keep you safe on the playing fields and courts. Briefly, I just want to discuss our concussion policy, which went into effect in our school district back in August of 2011. Most of you here are JV and varsity athletes, so I'm sure you've had some exposure to what the concussion policy here with our district is. But obviously, if you'd like more information, the link is right there on the website. If you go to the district athletic webpage, there's a whole concussion management link with all the resources, signs and symptoms, what to look for. In the back table, there was a pink sheet. This is a sheet that goes home with any athletes who's suspected of sustaining a head injury that may have a concussion. This sheet also went home when you signed up for your sports with the school nurse. So that was in that packet of paperwork you signed as well. good thing to stick on the side of the refrigerator for future references. Pretty much the most important thing I hope everyone gets out of here is that concussions are serious business. It's termed a mild traumatic brain injury, so it's not referred to as a ding or got my bell rung anymore. So it's very serious that as an athlete, you let your coach know if you're having headaches, dizziness, you don't feel right, or your parents, if it occurs at home, letting them know as well. And our coaches have all been trained that if in doubt, sit them out until we get further evaluation from the school or from the physician and clear them to return to play. The next topic I want to just speak to briefly on is the MRSA. Recently, in the past few years, there's been some cases in athletics in our area here. So it's something we just want athletes, parents to keep an eye out for. Some prevention tips for athletes, maintaining good hygiene. Let me go back for a second. For those of you who don't know, MRSA is a staph infection that can occur from open wounds, if you brush up sharing hygiene equipment like that. So practicing good hygiene is the best way to avoid the MRSA. Cleaning your skin, if you have open wounds, covering them, cleaning them after practices, not sharing towels, razors, etc. Washing your equipment daily, wiping down any weight room equipment that you may use, as well as any other athletic equipment. We tend to see the most MRSA in athletics usually in the fall season because there's so much equipment and the number of sports is greater as well. So wash those soccer shin guards, wash those shoulder pads, take home those volleyball knee pads, run them through the washer occasionally, just to keep good hygiene with that stuff. Next, I just want to talk to a little bit about our athletic schedules, which are maintained on the website as well. We use a company called Digital Sports. It's automated. It updates real time. So when you click on the schedules on the website, they're the most accurate up to the minute that occur. Because the minute a change comes into the athletic office, we make a change in this system and it automatically updates. So I just want to briefly show you how to navigate this a little bit. So you'll see here, I'm pulling up the athletic web page, okay? If you go over, scroll to the right of the screen, you'll see the quick links here on the right. There's the concussion management link I spoke about earlier. 2013-14 schedules. That's where you'll click to get the most up-to-date schedules. It'll have directions to the venues as well as bus departure times as well. Once you get there, you'll click on the schedule link and that'll bring you to the page where you can sort through, choose your team, what events, and create your own custom schedule. If you have a son or a daughter that's on the football team, a son or a daughter that may be on the soccer team, you can combine schedules and they'll print out on one page for you. Next, I just want to show a quick tutorial that the league minder put together for us just to help you navigate it because they just made some new changes to this system. So I'll just show that briefly. It's a quick 5-minute video here.
Welcome to this overview of the digitalsports.com school and team calendars. In this overview, we will be reviewing the features of the calendar and the proper navigation to get to the calendars. Starting from your school's homepage, there's 2 ways you can access your...
That's the digital line.
Either by clicking Schedule
Digital Sports
Here,
homepage, so that will show once you go through our
page.
page.
Full calendar from the upcoming events book. Either of those options will bring you to your school's calendar. This calendar will contain all the upcoming events at your school for whatever current sports season is in session, fall, winter, or spring. You can see here at the school, I have not only game events, a JV scrimmage here, but also facility events, things that are taking place in a specific location. Team events, there's also school events, which are school-wide. You will see the various icons here relate to the key here. Okay. You can filter this calendar further to narrow what it is you're looking for by either picking a pre-filtered selection of either today's date, the current week, the current month, and like I said, it's defaulted to the current season, or you can pick a specific date range. So if you wanted to look specifically, say, at a week in October that you may be planning to travel, you can choose those dates and look at what events are scheduled at the school in those particular events. Additionally, you can use these drop-down boxes to filter to specific event types, either choosing game events, scrimmages, tournaments, or you can look for canceled events, facility, school, team, or practice events. Okay. Once you make a selection here, for example, school events, by clicking off of this, the page will reload and you will now see school events only. Additionally, if you wanted to look at, say, a previous school year, you can select a different year from here as well. So you can move forward or back in time and choose events.
Our schedule
If you're
only go
looking
to
for
last year.
particular team events, we recommend, again, from the school homepage to navigate to that team first. So simply go to fall sports, boys football, and come to the boys football page. From here, if you click the sports schedule button, this will automatically filter the calendar accordingly. So when you come out to the calendar using that button, this will already be selected. It'll still remain the current season, but it will only pull in events related to boys football. Those could be practices, tournaments, home games and scrimmages, away games and scrimmages, and team events. No facility or school events will be included in this calendar. If you wish to include those, you could add them to your view by coming here. Additionally, by default, it's including all levels. If I wanted one specific level, say the varsity schedule, I would simply deselect the freshman and JV, click off the box, and the page will reload. I now have a varsity football schedule. In the schedule, if an event has been canceled or rescheduled, you will see the event still where it was previously scheduled, and it'll be marked as such. I now can see that this game was scheduled on the 18th, and at some point it was moved here to the 17th. Okay. So you will see those records. Additionally, from this page, if I wanted to visit one of the opposing schools' digital sports websites, I can click on their school name and go to the website. If I wanted more details about the event, I can click that here, and I will get whatever details have been provided by the administration of the school. Okay. Additionally, if I wanted to know how to get to a particular stadium, okay, if that's been provided, this will be actionable, and I can click on that, and it will bring me out to a Google map, and I can then create my directions to get to the event. One of the other great flexibility features of the program is that I can add other sports to an existing schedule. So I have the boys football schedule, and say I have a daughter that also plays field hockey. So I can come down here and I can choose girls JV field hockey. I can click on the schedule, and now I have a combined schedule of both boys varsity football and girls JV field hockey. Same functionality applies. I can still continue to add and move things from here. Again, access the various schools, details, and other facilities. And again, I can, by looking at my dates, see, luckily, that I don't have any conflicts of needing to attend 2 events at the same time. But this, again, will allow you to incorporate multiple sports into your schedule. This completes the basic overview of how to get to and use our calendars. I hope you find this helpful. If you need any help at all, please contact us here at Digital Sports. Thank you.
Okay, so that's a brief overview. I'm sure you're all experts at that now. But I also gave our coaches a up-to-date current schedule that they'll hand out to you once we break into our separate groups by team. On that schedule is also the times the buses will be departing as well. So without further ado, Ms. Ryan will come back up, and she's got a few more items to discuss.
So we're moving into the electronic age. We really try to get up as much information now as we can to electronically, and it has all our contact information too on the website. One of the things you picked up on your way in, a yellow piece of paper, if you haven't already signed up for SNN, this is another really good way to communicate. If your son or daughter's game is canceled, we immediately put it onto this SNN, and if you have a handheld device or a home work computer, it's immediately going to buzz into you and say, oop, game today that was at Schenectady canceled. If we have a rescheduled date, it'll tell you that. But this saves you from having to make a phone call, and it also gets you up-to-the-minute updates. So I would encourage anyone that's not signed up for SNN, please take care of that in the next couple of days. Just briefly, your son and daughter, as well as yourself, had to sign an athletic code of conduct. And there was a yellow piece of paper at the end where everybody signed their name. We do feel very strongly about that. I think we're a leader in the Albany Capital District area as a school district having that in place. It's three parts. The first part is the behavior. And we have a progressive discipline plan in the school district, and that's based on yellow cards. And the student athletes, I'm sure all know, the yellow cards are the form that the administrators and teachers use if there's inappropriate behavior. And let me just explain, primarily for the students, the reason we have a progressive discipline plan is because we're trying to change your behavior. If you do something that we view as inappropriate, we don't want you to do that again. So what we do is we take something we think you value away from you. And if it leads up to a game, we feel like that's something that might change your behavior. And why it's progressive is, if we haven't changed your behavior and you keep doing it over and over again, we're going to keep making it a little more harsh on you. Again, trying to change your behavior, not trying to be mean to anyone or certainly vindictive. So that's why we have this in place. The two things I'll point out, I hope everybody's read it, parents and student athletes, because sometimes people act a little surprised when something happens after the fact. If there's a party in town and there's inappropriate things going on at that party, we hold our student athletes accountable to immediately remove themselves from that place, that venue. Everybody, at least that I've come in contact with, will always say, yeah, I wasn't drinking or I wasn't doing those drugs. No, you've got to take yourself out of that element. You've got to get yourself out of there immediately, or there will be consequences if you're at a party, whether you're drinking or not. And I would like, all the students, when you leave here tonight, to please understand that. Uh-oh. The academic eligibility. What student athlete can tell me what we're going to look at to base your academic eligibility here for you fall student athletes? What are we going to base that on? You've got three different things. There is absolutely no reason that a fall student athlete should be academically ineligible, because the other two sport seasons, they just have one report card that we're looking at. But for you fall student athletes, we're looking at three things. We're looking at your fourth quarter grades from last year, your year-end average, or your summer school grade. You got three ways to get a passing grade in that class. So hopefully everybody's academically eligible. Mr. Kablinski will be looking at everybody's grades in the next few days, and our goal always, of course, is that we don't have anybody on that list. But if we do, of course, we make you sit out till you get those grades up. And we'll look at your 5-week midterm reports, of course, to establish that. We did that. Sportsmanship. The only thing I'm going to say about that is, and this was something my high school coach taught me, and I think it's really something that if you hold it near and dear, we don't have issues. Cheer for your team. Don't cheer against your opponent. So as citizens of Albany, it always makes me proud when I hear us cheering for our kids at the games. Girls basketball final in the Times Union Center last year, 7,000 people watching a girls basketball game. I'm not sure in my lifetime I thought I would ever see that. Really proud because the Albany fans were really loud. They were very positive. Our kids in the Falcon section, absolutely fabulous to witness that night. Cindy Allen, is she in here? Haven't seen her yet. She will be. All right, we've got a couple of videos. And the first one we're going to show you, is this the ice hockey one? It's fun. We want you to laugh. But it's got a message in it too. So just as you watch it, you can figure out what the message is. And it's done, like I said, in a fun way. And then I think we've got another video after this that Mr. Murley's found that's about life of an athlete. It's about an NCAA athlete And as we were watching it, as he's watching it, we realized we do all those things here at Albany High School. So they apply right here at Albany High, the same as they do if you have aspirations for college athletics. So here's the fun one. There's a little sportsmanship video kind of message hidden in it for you.
Mouse disappeared.